Welcome to the next subtopic of our topic, indices and logarithms. It is important to note that indices and logarithms are very much related, and therefore I would like to give the relationship between indices and logarithms before I go to logarithms themselves. Therefore, it is good to know that when we say the logarithm of a number like 1000 to base 10 is equals to 3, we mean that 10 power 3 is equals to 1000. Therefore, you find in a way logarithms and indices are not far from one another. Therefore, we can say that the logarithm of a number c to base b is equal to a actually means that when we take b and we raise it to power a, we will get c. Therefore, log 1000, for example, to base 10 is equals to 3 means that 10 power 3 is equals to 1000, which is here. Therefore, an expression or an equation can be changed from logarithm form to index form following this relationship. I now want to give the laws of logarithms. The laws of logarithms. The first law says that the logarithm of a number, for example a, to base a is equal to 1. Law number 2 of logarithm says that if you have the logarithm of a number a to base b plus the logarithm of a number c to the same base b, then because the base is the same, you just have to get the logarithm to base b of, you take a times b, a times c, that is a times c, like that. Therefore, when the base is the same and we have the logarithm being added, we just take logarithm to the same base, then we multiply the two numbers there. On the other side, when we have the log of a to base b minus the log of c to base b, we take, because the base is the same, logarithm to base b, then we have the numbers now a and c in this case being divided. Therefore, a divided by c, like that. Number 4, another law of indices is the power law, which says that if you have the logarithm of a number b to base a, then b is raised to a power, let's call it power n, then this one simplifies to the power is dropped here, we have n, then times logarithm of b to base a, like that. Lastly, we have the law which is used to change the base of a given number, and when we are told that the logarithm of b to base a is equal to 1 all over the logarithm of a to base b. Therefore, when we have the logarithm of a number to a given number, let's say log b to base a, then when we take the reciprocal of this, the number ends, the base changes, and therefore if it was log b to base a, it becomes now a base b. So these are simply the 5 basic laws and the logarithms, I would like to give several examples, which I am sure they are going to employ almost all the laws stipulated in this list. Therefore, examples. The first one, let me read it. One example says that the logarithm or 2 log to base 10 of x minus 3 log to base 10 of 2 plus log of 32 also to base 10 is equal to 2. Like that. So that's the question. I would like us to solve it systematically. Therefore, when we examine this question, we can see that we have 2 multiplied by the log of x to base 10. And according to the fourth law here, we can say that when we have a number, then times the logarithm of b to base a, it means that this number which has been multiplied here is a power to b. And therefore, we can change now, following the law number 4, we can change this one to log of x to base 10. But now this is a 2, so we square here. So this becomes x squared minus, the same law is applied here, the logarithm of 2, but now power 3, base 10, is plus the logarithm to base 10 of 32 is equals to 2. I'll give the other law which will be applied now in this case. From the law number 1, we can see the logarithm of a number to the same base is equals to 1. And therefore, if we apply the law number 1 here, then we can introduce log of 10 to the same base, which is 10. And by multiplying 2 with log 10 base 10, then it means the value of 2 is not changed, because log of a number to the same base is equal to 1. Therefore, here we will have the log of x squared base 10 minus the log 2 power 3 is 8 to base 10 plus the log of 10, the log of that 2 to base 10 is equal to, we have said we introduce log of 10 to base 10, which is equivalent to 1. Therefore, the value of 2 is not affected by introducing log of 10 to base 10. Therefore, now the next step, we will have log of x squared to base 10 minus the log of 8 to base 10 plus the log of 32 to base 10 is equals to, again we apply the law number 4, whereby we change the number here to the power of 10. And this becomes log of 10 power 2 is 100 base 10. Therefore, now we can go to the next law. And the next law, because we have a uniform base throughout, this is log to base 10 to base 10 to base 10 to base 10. Then we can apply law number 2 and 3, whereby where we have a minus, we divide, and where it is a sum, then we take the products. And therefore, we are just going to take the log of base 10. So x squared, this is minus log 8. Therefore, we divide, then times, because this is a plus, we multiply by that 2, is equal to log to base 10 of 100. At that level, now you can be free to drop the logs. Therefore, we say drop the logs. Don't cancel, just drop the logs. And now we can equate x squared all over 8 multiplied by 32 is equals to 100. So the log to base 10 is dropped now. And with that, we can simplify by 8 1 by 8 4. Therefore, 4x squared is equals to 100. This can be x squared is equal to 25. Therefore, if x squared is 25, then x will be the square root of 25. Master this, that the square root of 25 is plus or minus 5. Not 5 only. It is plus or minus 5. Therefore, that is how we go about it. So that is the first example. We have seen a question whereby we have applied most of the laws given here. I would like to give a second example, and the example is here. When you are given a question like this, log x plus 5 is equal to log 4 minus the log of x plus 2. So that is the question. Log x plus 5 is equals to the log of 4 minus log x plus 2. So we go straight here to applying the law number 1, 2, and 3. Therefore, in the first case, we know that log of a to base b plus log of c to base b is equals to b, then the product of the two numbers. And when it is a minus, we will divide the two numbers. Therefore, in that case, in our question there, we have a minus here, meaning that the log x plus 5 is equals to the log 4. Because we have a minus here, we just divide x plus 2. Like that. With that now, at that stage, we can now drop the logs. We cannot drop the logs. Dropping the logs, we have x plus 5 is equal to 4 all over x plus 2. So this, we can say this one is to 1. Therefore, we can now, to solve this one now, general mathematics, we can cross multiply, whereby we shall have x plus 5 times x plus 2 equals to 4 by 1, which is just 4. Therefore, this is x squared. We know how to open quadratic expressions. Therefore, this is x squared plus 2x plus 5x, which is 7x, plus 10 is equal to 4. With that, we can now group like terms together and have x squared plus 7x. This is 4. When it comes to this side, we subtract from 10 and we will have 6 is equal to 0. Therefore, this is a quadratic expression and equation, and we have to solve it quadratically. So I choose to solve it using the factorization method found in book 2 mathematics. Therefore, to solve this, you get product of the coefficient of a here is 1 and the coefficient of c is 6. Therefore, the product will be 6 and the sum will be the value at b, which is 7. Therefore, to solve this, you get two factors which when you multiply, they give you 6, and when you sum up, they give you 7. And the two factors are 6 and 1. Therefore, when you solve this one, you find you'll be replacing 7x with 6 and 1. And this will be x squared plus 7x. Instead of 7x now, we will use 6x and 1x plus 6, which is equal to 0. Therefore, at that level now we factorize. We group into 2. X squared plus 6x. The common factor here is only x. You remain with x plus 6. The common factor is here is only 1. Therefore, 1x plus 6 is equals to 0. And therefore, at that level now you use the common factor, which will be x plus 6 times x plus 1 is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Therefore, we now can get the value of x by saying x plus 6 is 0, which will land us to x being negative 6, or x plus 1 is equal to 0, translating to x being negative 1. Therefore, the answer to this question is either negative 1 or negative 6. And that is the solution to the question. Therefore, if the question, after solving, you find yourself in a quadratic equation, kindly make sure you provide the two values of x. Don't just give one. Even if it is a negative and a positive, provide the two values. I'll go to the third example, still under logarithms. The third question says this, the log of x plus 24, example number 3, the log of x plus 24 minus 2 log 3 is equal to the log of 9 minus 2x. The log of 9 minus 2x. Therefore, we again solve this one. Before we continue very much, there is something we should note. That when the base is not provided by the examiner and you find it necessary, kindly be assuming base 10. When the base is not provided by the examiner and you see that it is necessary for you to solve using a base, then be applying base 10. For this question, we apply several laws. Firstly, we should say that the log of x plus 24, then because we said when a number is here, we should know that it is a power to the number here, and therefore this becomes minus the log of 3 raised to 2, which is a 9, is equals to the logarithm of 9 less 2x. We are solving for x. At that level now, we apply law number 3, which says that the logarithm of a number to a base minus the logarithm of another number to the same base is equal to the logarithm to the same base, and the numbers get divided. Therefore, here we will just take the logarithm of x plus 24. Then because this is minus log 9, we divide by 9 is equal to the logarithm 9 minus 2x. Like that. With that, we can now drop the logs. We can drop the logarithms, and dropping the logarithm will mean x plus 24 all over 9 is equal to 9 minus 2x. We can multiply through, because this is over 1, cross multiplication means these terms by 1 and this one's by 9. So this one becomes x plus 24 is equal to 81 minus 18x. So when we group like terms together, you find 18 brought to this side becomes a positive. X plus 18x becomes 19x. Then this is 81 minus 24, it becomes 57. Therefore, when you divide it through by 19, x will be 3. And that is how the question is approached.